So last game is a snippet like the Shabalov game. So in the gaming world, that's not Twitch games, but actual games like backgammon, poker, bridge, chess, checkers, etc. There's a slang called a customer. Okay, and the customer is somebody that you play a game with that you always beat. They're your customer. Okay, Nolan Hendrickson is my customer. I've played him 5 times and I have 5. So he's my best customer. Okay, and we got this position, which, 2 engines are playing, it's a draw. But if 2 grandmasters are playing, then you want to have black because white's king is slightly compromised. But it should be a draw. Okay, but there's a lot of play left because I'm grandmaster and he's not. Okay, he's about 2250 USCF, 2180 FIDE. Okay, so he plays bishop to g2, trying to trade all the pieces, and I play rook d8. And I've shown this before on stream, and I've talked about the story before, but most of you haven't heard the story, so you'll like the story. Okay, so in this position, I'm expecting him to blunder, and he met my expectations. Okay, white's a play and lose. Now, many moves lose, but you don't lose on purpose. I mean, queen anywhere, loses on purpose, because I take his queen. He's got plenty of losing moves. I think 95% of the moves lose his queen. If he moves anything but his queen, I can take his queen. So you can lose if you want. But if you don't want to lose, and it still loses, and I expected it, I was like, he'll probably go here, which loses. And he did.
All right, well, let me
So what move did he make?
Yeah, let me just take a peek.
I've shown this game many times, but not usually the game, just this position. And the story behind what happened is funnier than the game. Okay, I'll show you the move he played.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then you'll have to figure out how to beat it.
All right.
Okay, so he played here, which loses.
That's what I was looking at.
And he played the move, and I went to write it down. And sitting next to me was Andrew Tang. And this game is so long ago that I was higher rated than Andrew Tang, and then some. And I'm writing my move down, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Andrew Tang go.
Oh, is it like rook d1?
Yeah, Andrew Tang's like shaking his head
That's
laughing.
classic
Right.
tactic.
And then I play rook d1. Now, if he takes the rook, I take his queen. So he played king h2, and now I take his queen. And when he takes back, then I take his rook on a1.
Yeah.
So he resigned here. Now, let me explain why lower-rated players make moves like this. He's trying to draw because he's slightly worse. Slightly, not much. And he's also trying to draw because I'm several hundred points higher rated than him. He's also trying to draw because I always beat him. So he's like 0-3 against me, 0-4 at this point. And you don't play chess like that. You make the best move. If you keep making the best move, you won't lose. And queen c3 is not the best move, but he's like, man, maybe Ben will trade queens and I can draw. But queen e3 is the best move because it attacks my a-pawn and gets the queen out of danger. But I expected that because I thought he'd try to trade queens. And then I played here. But Andrew Tang, like, shaking his head derisively, and and that was that was funny. Go Andrew Tang. That's what made Andrew Tang a better player. And so forth. And that is 2013. Well, Tang's head shake didn't help me because I saw this like 5 moves ago that he might play queen c3 at some point. No, in fact, I have a funny story about that. Let me try to find the game. I don't think I have the game, but if I do, it adds to the story quite a bit.
Yeah, he's the Penguin GM, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But here he was Penguin FM. Well, he was an IM, I guess. Let's see. I don't think I have this game. It's possible I do. Just unlikely. Let's hope. This isn't the game. Okay, I don't have it. Okay, so I'm playing Seth Homa in Michigan, and we're the 2 highest rated players. And I'm white, and I'm squeezing him, and I'm doing well. Okay, and at some point, the whole diagonal here was open, was closed. There were pieces everywhere on this diagonal. I had the white pieces. And they all moved away, and I made a move and hit the clock, and there were like 25 people watching the game. We were like getting into time trouble. And I made a move, and it hung queen on A8 to G2 checkmate. I made the move, I hit the clock, and I was like, oh, queen G2 is checkmate. And it's a slow game, and we both have less than 5 minutes. And I'm really worried that somebody in the audience is going to like point and say, and then Homa will notice that and realize something's up. And I'm sitting there, and nobody in the audience does anything. Nothing. Then Homa makes a move and hits the clock. It's not the mating move. So now I'm winning again, and I won without difficulty. And when Homa made the move and hit the clock, nobody in the audience did anything. And I believe, and there was at least 20 people watching, nobody saw queen G2 mate. Nobody in the audience saw it, and Homa didn't see it. When the game ended, I'm good friends with Seth. I said, Seth, you had mate and won. And he goes, I did? And I go back and I show him the position. I'm like, here, queen G2 mate. And he's like, oh. And nobody in the audience, when the game ended, said he had mate and won. I think nobody noticed it. But that was my worry, was people in the audience would notice. They would, draw attention to it by talking to each other or pointing, and then he would see it. So luckily, nobody saw it, so I didn't get mated and won. So if you become my student, remember, I'll teach you how to win by hanging mate and won. You hang mate and won, the guy doesn't do it, then you win. See? Easy. I wish I had the game, but it was in a Swiss tournament in Michigan, so I don't have it. Terrible. I found the game. That's funny. No, I didn't show that game because I didn't think it was worthy.